How's it going, world? It's your boy, Jamie the Motivator. I'm here again with another special guest on the Too Crowded podcast. Today, I'm here with the lovely Jeal Great. We're here to talk success, her journey to success, her mindset, how she got to where she is, and she's here to inspire you. So buckle up, get ready. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to today.
Such a pleasure, Jamie.
Absolutely. I thank you for blessing the couch.
Thank you for having me.
And being here. I know who you are.
Yes.
Let's share with the world who you are.
Okay, so should I look to them? Hey, y'all, hey.
Absolutely.
So my name is Jeal the Great, and I am an absolute lover of life, living my life on purpose and in purpose and very intentionally. So I'm doing what I came here to do. That includes, but is not limited to, in this season of my life. So I'm an actress. I write, direct, and produce. I have a film company called Epitome Films. I'm a professor at Spelman College. I life coach. I'm very big on mental wellness. I have something that I do monthly called Reclaiming Your Kingdom, where I create a safe space for men to come and to talk and to heal, to feel seen and to feel heard, and it's so beautiful. What else do I do? I don't know. I'm just doing everything I'm supposed to be doing.
You're walking in it.
Yes.
I know you've been sitting on the ideal with the lipstick.
Yes.
For a few years.
Yes. I have I wear a red lip like 98% of the time. So I'm releasing a line.
Even in movies.
Even in the movies, I make sure
It's in the script.
It's in the script. Like I have to wear. If
yeah.
y'all see my films, I'm like, can you put a red lip on me? Because I understand how it works. You know what I mean? Even though I'm playing characters, when we see characters, we still see them as real people. It's hard for people to separate.
It'll follow you.
It'll follow you. So I'm creating that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, wow. So I just where do I start? So I know you're a producer.
Yep.
But what got you into this space of being an influencer? Like,
Gotcha.
I know you named off the accolades, but how did you find that affluence?
Okay. So let me just tell you how literally I got into everything that I'm doing. On my journey, it's all God. So I moved to Atlanta to go to law school at Emory. That's the only thing I wanted to do. I moved here, long story short, I did not know this was a place for acting, writing. I didn't know this was a place for industry. So God said to me one day, go to Little 5 Points. Okay, this is a true story, y'all. Pay attention. Go to Little 5 Points. I was like, go to Little 5 Points for what? God was like, go to Little 5 Points.
That's for all the artistic people.
Right.
Just put it out there. If you don't know.
I didn't even think about that,
That's for all
Jamie,
the
until you said
artistic
that.
people, yeah.
You know what?
They out there sitting down on the grass, and soaking
You
up,
know what?
soaking up the air. But,
I didn't even think about that.
but continue. That's
I'm
why.
going to continue, y'all. He just gave me like an aha moment. So God was like, go to Little 5 Points. I go to Little 5 Points. I park my car. I get out. I walk around. Nothing's happening. So I go to one more store, and I was like, let me go in this store because this is cute. I go in there. This guy comes up to me, and he was like, excuse me. He said, are you an actress? And I was like, no. He was like, you look like a cute little actress. Come to my acting class. Y'all, this is how I started acting. I went to his acting class, Jamie, and I was amazing. I'm saying that to say this, that everything that I've done, even starting out not knowing what I was doing, it was a faith walk, and I was obedient to God. So you don't always know how it's going to pan out, what the next step is, but if you are intentional about the way you live, and if you listen to that voice inside of you, you're going to be guided to your purpose and destiny. I thought I moved to Atlanta to go to law school, but I needed to think that to get me here. So Jamie, I started acting, and then I started producing and directing because I was like really big on abstinence. This was years ago. I was like really on this abstinence thing. So I was like, I'm going to produce some commercials about abstinence. So I started writing and producing commercials to promote my abstinence campaign. So then that's how I started directing and producing. And then one day, y'all, I just need y'all to just live your lives and just believe in yourselves. Believe in yourself. If the thought comes, it's a reason. So one day, I'm talking to one of my guy friends from years ago, and I fly to New York, we're hanging out. This guy says to us, he was like, y'all are a TV show. Y'all need to write a show about each other because y'all are funny, right? So we literally wrote a TV show, Jamie. My first scripted series that I wrote that's going to get picked up by HBO. Wrote it, directed it, Jamie. I did the casting, everything. So you just have to believe in yourself and do it. It was not always easy, y'all. People left. I mean, we don't have time to talk about the journey.
Correct.
But the journey is just as valuable as the destination. There's so much value in the journey, because the journey, when you're building your business, when you're building your legacy, when you're building wealth, you're hearing all these people that Jamie is interviewing and their story, but the beauty is in the journey and who you become in the pursuit of the goal. Because once you reach a goal, you're always going to want to reach another goal. We're insatiable. Mm-hmm. We're humans. We are insatiable. So we're always, you get fine, you want to be a little finer. Yep. You know what I mean? Yep. So enjoy who you become in the process. Like, that's vital.
Yeah, and if not, I feel like the journey is probably even more important.
Yeah.
Because it's nothing like trying to reach a destination. You're like, oh, it didn't feel the way I thought it would feel. So now you're on the pursuit of something else. So it's never really the destination.
It's not.
It's the journey.
Yeah.
So along this journey of you being in this industry that's opened up other doors for you, how do you maneuver when you go into these different rooms that open up other doors for you? Like this person, because I hear so many people say they glorify being a loner. They glorify, I don't talk to people. I don't need people. But, this deliver some people from that today and tell them what that looks like.
Okay. So if that's your thing, right, if you feel like that to what I'm hearing is fear. And we make decisions in fear or love. So when you make love says, and I understand that you may have gone through things and people may have done you wrong and you're like, forget it, I'm going to do this by myself. But let me tell you what I did, because I've experienced that as well. You manifest the right tribe by speaking and saying, God, I thank you for sending people in my life who are real, who are true, who are on the same level as me or greater, who are purpose driven, right? So we create our world with our words. So all you have to do, my loves, because I've been there, is change your mindset. Yeah, there's some people out here that are foul. They are, but we're not going to focus on them. We're going to say, God, I thank you for sending me my tribe. Thank you for sending me my team, because you need a team. Nobody does it alone. You must have a team. I mean, that's just how we're created. And then when it's the right team, it's so beautiful and it's fun.
Absolutely, because you're not going to be able to reach high pinnacles by yourself.
You're not.
And what I'm realizing is, on that journey, you don't want to be by yourself because you have nobody to share it with.
That's right.
And you don't want to be in that room by yourself, not being able to relate, because there's nothing to relate off.
Exactly.
Yeah. So along this journey of you building yourself, like, what has been some of your greatest successes, greatest failures that's molded you? I know we see the dignify and refine you.
Right.
But I'm sure you didn't wake up like this.
So for me, what are some of my successes and some of my failures?
Your greatest successes, greatest failures that shaped who you are today.
So much. Okay, so, you define success for yourself. Success is what you define it to be. So for me, I feel like some of my greatest success has come from, like, me mentoring and, like, me teaching those young ladies at Spelman and literally saying something to them to shift their life. Like, I think for me, those are, like, when I hear people say, I heard you say this, and now I'm making great choices in relationships. Like, I heard you say this, Jeal, and I'm more confident. To me, that's success. Yes, I can name working with Tyler Perry. Right. I can name working with Loretta Devine. All that's fantastic. But for me, what matters to me is when somebody's soul and their mindset has taken upon this amazing shift, because I'm using my gift of my voice and this wisdom that God has given me and how God has wired me and how it helps change their life. So for me, that's my, if I'm just saying I'm not going to die today because it's not time. I know when I'm going to die. But if I did die today, I would die amazingly successful.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because it's been fulfilled.
Yes.
It's true fulfillment.
Yeah. Like, my legacy will forever live on through the words I've spoken and how it has changed their life. So there's a woman that I've spoken to her life at Spelman who, because of that, when she has a daughter or a son, she's going to use those tools that she learned from me with her children. That's like, my legacy forever lives on. So yeah, that would be success. Failures, I really don't call them that. I might call them lessons. So you know what, Jamie? Because I don't even think like that, failure, because I feel like everything, like I was a single mom, I was a teen mom. I don't look at that as a failure. I look at that as it's a blessing, but I learned from that. And because I had a daughter, I was a teen mom, it taught me so much about myself, right? So I think I don't look at things like that as failures. I look at it like it's a reason my daughter and I wrote a book together that's changing lives of mothers and daughters and father and daughter relationships. So I kind of just see things as necessary and as part of my journey because we're human.
Yeah, and to me that sounds like the process of a AA battery. You know, you need the positive and the negative.
Yes, that's so good.
Just to be able to charge.
That's so true.
Yeah, so I know with that, as you radiate and you have gone in these multiple sectors, like we can't even like wrap you up into one thing that you do. But I do know you have a major impact with men.
I do.
How did that come about?
So, oh my God, Jamie, I wish I could show you the video. So in 2018, I went to this event. Y'all, I always have a story, by the way. I went to this event, and at the event, there was a lady upstairs like doing prophecy. So I was like, let me go check it out. Let me see, if she real. So,
you gotta always say that.
Right. I went to the room, Jamie, and the lady prophesied over me, and I have the video. She said to me in 2018, she said, Jeal, she said, amongst other things that she said, you have an anointing for men. And she said, you have a deliverance ministry for men. She said, men are going to listen to you. And I have it on tape, but she spoke that into my life. And I was like, okay, you know, my mind like, okay, I deal with women. I'm reclaiming your queendom. I'm building up the goddesses. Right. I don't know nothing about men, not really for real. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay. And then I did an audiobook of affirmations, recorded the book, Jamie, shot a commercial for the book. The computer crashed that the book was on. So I had to do it all over. So last year, I believe I'm bad with time, but last year, I was like, it's time for me to redo the book. I was recording the book, like right now, doing the audio book. Right after I did just the regular audio book, God said, do one for men. I was like, what? God was like, do one for men right now. So I did the one for men, and that started the movement. And then I started doing Reclaiming Your Kingdom once a month. But let me tell you, I understand now why God chose me to do that. Because I see men as kings and I see men as royalty. And you can't be a blessing to someone if you see them as a dog or if you see them less than. So I don't have a tainted view of men because I have an amazing, extraordinary father, right? So now I get it why God chose me. So because of the love that I have received and still receive from my dad, you cannot tell me that men are not good fathers. You cannot tell me that all men are dogs. I just don't believe that. So I'm able to speak into the lives of these men, and they get it, and it's authentic, and their lives change because my heart is pure. Right. So the impact I have on the men, like when they come, they're like, Jeal, they're like, I'm so glad you do this. I feel lighter. You know, I have never talked about this before to anybody, and it's just a beautiful thing. So I understand why I was chosen, because I see y'all. I wish you all could see you how I see you. You know what I mean? You would be like unstoppable, just great men of integrity and character, because that's who you really are.
Yeah, I was listening to Dr. Miles Monroe today.
Oh, I love Dr. Miles Monroe.
And it was funny you say that. So he said that men, the fathers, gives the identity to the male, to his son or his daughter. And he named off like 20 different things, and it was like minute things, also big things. You know, so the identity of who you are in elementary school comes from the dad. Yeah. The identity who you are in college comes from the dad. Yeah. The identity you create in corporate America, in your business, in your relationship, comes from the dad. Yeah. So it's one of those things where like it brings me to where I am with my 4-year-old son.
I love it.
Like I kiss on him, hug on him. Yes. Like I tell him he's a king. I tell him, he's like, Daddy, why you always saying that? And he's like, I'm correcting him. And he's like, why you always saying that? I said, you'll understand one day.
That's right. And he will.
And it comes from that being poured into me, but I had to learn that later on in life.
Got you.
Because I wasn't necessarily raised in that and with that affirmative mindset on a daily.
Got you.
What was some of the things your dad gave you?
So my dad just always told me I could do whatever I wanted to do. My dad always, even to this day, like I'm speaking from growing up until now, he always tells me, Jeal, you're beautiful, you're intelligent, anything you want is yours. I remember like when I was like a teenager dating, even in my dating, he would tell me the type of men I should only allow in my life, like what to look for in a man. So he just affirmed me, you're a Roberson, like Robersons are royalty. And I would like to say this to men, and I want to do like a whole thing on this. So to all the men out there, for your boys as well, but of course I'm not a boy. So I'm sure it's just as important. But when you speak life into your daughter, the confidence that she has, the belief that she has in herself is unmatched. So if you have not been there for her or your son, but I'm a woman, I'm talking about your daughter, it's never too late. Speak life into her. Spend time with her. Even if it's a distance, call her, FaceTime her. Because when we have a father in our lives that loves us, we are set apart. It's obvious. Every man tells me, I can tell you've been raised by your dad, right?
It's a clear difference.
It's a clear difference. Mm-hmm. I love y'all. I love myself because my father told me that when a man tells me I'm beautiful or sexy or fine, that's cool. But my dad already told me that. I know that. So I'm not sleeping with you because you told me I'm fine or you buy me something. You understand? My dad provided everything that I needed. So y'all, please, the role of a father is beyond important for your sons and your daughters. So please be there for them. It is a game changer.
Yeah, so that young lady who doesn't have a father,
yeah,
what are some things that she can apply into her life and some of the, speed bumps that she can kind of avoid?
Got you. So I cannot speak to not having a father because I have one, but I will say this, and this is what I've spoken to all the young girls that I've mentored, the girls at Spelman just along the way. Of course, y'all know I just told you that I was a teen mom, so quite naturally I was not married to her father. He was a teenage dad trying to, and it, Right. So even with that, you still have to know, because God is your father. Because some people's parents pass away, right? So you have to still know that, first of all, God is your father. So you have a father that you can talk to, that you can communicate with, you can read the word and know who you are. You're a mighty woman of valor. You're beautiful. God said, I'll give you beauty for ashes. So you still have to know within yourself that you're worth having the best. You're worth being treated the best, that you're amazing and that you're extraordinary. These are things that you have to speak life into yourself if you do not have anybody speaking that into you. So you take your young lady, you take it upon yourself to be what you need. What that means is if you know you need somebody to speak life into you, you speak life into you. If you know you need someone to tell you that you're beautiful, you tell you that you're beautiful, right? And then there are mentors. Find healthy mentors. There are some great men out here that are not on anything other than, I want to make sure that I'm mentoring you and pouring into you because you did not get that. So again, speak life and say, God, I thank you for sending healthy male figures in my life because my father is not in my life. Send your father love and light if he's still alive. And we pray that he, becomes the father that you need. But if not, you still don't have to miss a beat. You still can be everything God has created you to be. You just have to use those tools and speak life into yourself.
That's very important. I can attest to that, throughout my years. My dad, I grew up, I tell everybody, I was the only kid in the neighborhood my whole life with both parents.
Wow.
And my dad was physically there. He worked hard and he was there every single day. And as I got older, I was like, wow, like that was great, but that wasn't the standard.
Gotcha.
Like him being in the house and providing, but it was little things that I missed out on that I didn't get.
Okay.
I don't remember my dad hugging me and kissing me like that. I don't remember him telling me about high school. Telling me about, girls, he threw me a pack of condoms one time, and it was like, hey, be safe.
But it wasn't a conversation.
It wasn't a conversation. It was like mentorship.
Yeah.
So I realized that it's not even about the father itself. It's about that role, role model that, you know, so it's like to this day, whether it's my son or whether it's other young men, like being that role model, because that plays more of a role than the father.
Yeah.
So throughout my whole life, like I'm simply here because of many mentors.
That's awesome.
You know, I have about 5-6 mentors throughout my life, and it was like each mentor was a chapter to get me to the next chapter.
I love that.
And it wasn't for them, it would be no Jamie the Motivator. Wouldn't be me knowing that I could do, you know, such great things. And one of my mentors told me that we don't know how great we can be until we are showing examples of how to be great.
Yeah.
So
that's beautiful. You know what's interesting that you said that. So when I do Reclaiming Your Kingdom with the men, some of the men have said they've never heard their father tell them they love them. Like these grown men, like their dad has never said, I love you. Or they have said to me, their dad just told them, I love you, like for the first time, you know. And then another guy was saying how, like when you were talking about how does a young boy know his identity or know who he is? And it comes from another person speaking into their life. So this other young man, I think he said the same thing that you said. His dad did not do it. But when he was in college, he met a mentor. And the mentor was like, I see you. Like you have a great business mind, or whatever he said to him. And that changed his life because he said another man saw him. So I'm not a man, you know, I don't know, but this is just what I hear from the men and what they open up and talk about. Just a man defining manhood and what masculinity is.
correct.
You know, through another man. And I think that's so beautiful, right? Like, you know, society makes it seem like y'all can't have like beautiful love, like love amongst brothers.
Right.
But y'all need it.
Right.
Y'all need healthy male, I love you, king, from a man.
Right. And it be little things like, you know, giving me a compliment.
Yes.
Like I'm so confident and secure in who I am. Like on a daily basis, I give me a compliment.
Yes.
You know, hey brother, I like that. I like that suit. I mean, I like how you put that
yes.
together. Man, bro, I can tell you in the gym, bro, you making that suit look
and
good.
you know, and he needed that whether he said it or not.
Yeah. And it was like, it could be church or it could be places where I frequent all the time. And I would break the mold of certain men. Like, it's this thing where I'm in the gym, I work out. So I'll see other men, they see me and they do this. And I'm like, we're not in competition. Like,
we're not in competition.
We can all have muscles and there's enough muscles to go around. But I'll be in the room and it's like, well, I got to be the strongest.
Right.
And it's like, hey, brother, I like that suit, man. I like how you put that together. And then I see them over time, calm down.
Yes.
And then next time they see me, yo, Jamie, I like how you put that together. Now it's like, and I know my power.
That's
because,
right.
you know, I've been there and I'm at a healthy place and I've been around healthy men that's seeing that. So if you listen here today, like get around, find those healthy men that, because it breaks barriers. I feel like it helps in so many different areas of life.
And then men, like when the men are together at Reclaiming Your Kingdom, they don't feel like they have to compete. It's like, wow, you went through that too. You know what I mean? It becomes a bond. Right. Because I have heard from men when I was doing my survey, like, what do y'all want to talk about? What do y'all want to know about? They were like, I would love to have like a brotherhood and not men just be in competition. Right. And like, I need support from other men, but they were like, men don't support each other. So when you find a healthy tribe of men like you have, they do support. So yeah, it's important.
Yeah, it's been on my heart since like high school to always bring men together. And every week my brother would be like, man, you need to go ahead and start your men's group. Like, and it doesn't have to be a fraternity or a football field
just gather.
Or sport, but that's not common. You don't see that. So it's like I know that, you know, this affirms it even more. Like, that's one of my ministries.
Yes.
That's something I'm supposed to be doing. That's a part of my why, because I have a way with all different types of men. Yeah. You know, older, younger.
Yes.
And, you know, they confide in me, and it's like, you know, I'm one of those people. I make everybody feel comfortable already. You do. And I don't meet strangers. Yeah. So it's one of those things where I know that would be the next level. Yeah. Because men need to be able to see that.
They do. And the men that come, they're like, I've never done this before. Like, they were like, I've never sat in a group. You know, like how you came to my self-care Sunday.
Oh, yeah, we sitting down
on the grass, talking. Yeah. And
fruit.
Yeah. And men are like, I've never done this before. But they love it. Mm-hmm. But it's like they've never, you know.
It's a safe space.
Yeah. But if you've never done it, you got to just try stuff, man. Try a life coach. Try a therapist. Try a men's group. Like, it will change your life. Seriously, you don't have to. You know what I hear from men too, Jamie? Like the men will say, well, Jeal, I've opened up to men before, and then we're not friends anymore, and they told my business. You know what I mean? So I understand, but that's why you need to create your space.
Yeah.
That's why I created my space, so they can feel safe amongst brothers.
Yeah, and it's about, you got to have wisdom. And a lot of times, status or how you know people, that doesn't always mean, I'm talking to somebody so I can tell them my business.
Yeah.
But it's like, I say it's organic relationships.
Yes.
It's one of those things where you know when something feels organic. It won't feel forced. It won't feel obligated. You won't feel like, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this. Like, no, it'll just be natural. And you'll find yourself in that place. And then it'll just grow. And before you know it, it's a brotherhood that's being formed.
Yeah.
And you all like, hey, man, I just wanted to call and I'm kind of dealing with this.
Yeah.
Because we all need it.
We all need it.
And people, you don't have to go sit on the couch, but it's literally like, hey, man, I'm on the edge. I'm on the fence.
Yes, call somebody.
I'm on the fence. And it's like, that right there helps us out because it's like, I know as a strong black man, like when we go out into the world, we have to be like, we got to be Superman every single day. And it's like, I don't want to be Superman. I just want to be a man who's super.
That's right.
I want to be able to like be relaxed, but at the same time.
You want to be Clark Kent too.
Exactly. I want to see how that feels.
Yes.
So I don't want to put on this mask of thinking I have to be like this every single day. But in my humility, I can find strength as well.
That's right.
So that's so big. I live by quotes and mantras.
Okay.
And
yeah, you always have good quotes and mantras.
Yeah, and honestly, that's how I just see life. I see life like every single day. Life has a theme.
Okay.
Every day should have a theme, and I try to tell people that when I'm mentoring people, like, what's the theme for your life? What's the theme of your day? What's the theme of where you are?
What's your theme for today?
For today, I have, if life was a hammer, be a nail.
Oh.
And what I see is just be like, prepare your mind before you leave. Like, before you get out of bed, you prepare your mind for whatever, whomever, whatever it is that's going on. And just don't let it define you. You define it in the situation.
That's right.
So you adjust to it, be movable.
Okay.
You can bend, but just don't break.
That's right.
And I feel like approaching every day, every situation like that, it opens up so much. And people see, like, they think you way stronger than what you are. And it's like, man, I was 1 inch away from giving up. Yeah. But I was able to propel through.
That's right.
What's one of yours?
So, like a mantra?
Yeah, mantra. What is it?
I definitely set the atmosphere. So I definitely set the atmosphere in the morning. I command my day. My day does not command me. Because, like I always tell people, if you wake up and you say, today is going to be amazing. God, I thank you for this amazing day. I thank you that I'm always in the right place at the right time, right? You're already programming your mind for success. So that means if you misplace your phone, you wake up and you misplace your phone, and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to be late. You've already decreed and declared this is going to be a great day. So just get still and say, okay, where's my phone? Let me just, right? And you don't get frustrated. You don't worry because you've already said today's a great day. That means that's working for your good. You needed to misplace the phone because you missed an accident or something. Right. So I definitely command my morning. Definitely do that. I'm very intentional about what I'm doing for that day. Meaning I'm always like, okay, what am I supposed to do today? Because all we have is today. So anxiety and worry comes, you all, when we start focusing on tomorrow or we focus on yesterday, which we cannot change. It's dead. Let it go. Right. So I stay very present. I try to stay very present. And I'm like, okay, God, what am I supposed to do today? What am I supposed to fulfill this day? And then I do it. And some days you don't do anything. Some days you sleep in. Some days, you know what I mean? So you don't always have to be doing something. I think men need to know that too.
Man, that's big for me.
Because y'all feel like y'all always got to be doing something.
That's big for me because sometimes I feel like I'm going in circles. Mm-hmm. But I saw an illustration that you feel like you're going in circles and every day is the same or like it's not happening how you're supposed to. Mm-hmm. But it's all about perception. Because look, I'm going in circles, but it could be a winding staircase.
That's right.
Like, I'm still growing as I'm going in the circles.
Yes,
I'm going higher. So, it's like knowing the difference in your perception, but it has to be, you shape it and mold it.
Yes. And then here's the thing, y'all. I think we forget to give ourselves so much credit. Like, you control how you think. You control your perception. Nobody else can make you perceive something a certain way. That's how powerful you are as a creator. You get to say, okay, my circle is it's a staircase. Right? Jamie is the same person. So the same Jamie can either say, my circle is a staircase or my circle is just a circle. Right. So whatever the result is going to be according to his faith. So why not believe the best? Why not perceive things as beautiful? Why not perceive things as, oh, it's working for my good. We had a breakup, it's working for my good. Got a divorce, it's working for my good. My job, I got fired, working for my good. My business is not doing as well, that means I need to just readjust. Like, it's working. If you just get that in your mindset, it's working for your good, and you get to control how you see your life, it'll be so much better.
Yeah, you take the stress off yourself.
Yes.
You know, and you realize with the stress, it still works for you.
It still works for you.
Even though it doesn't feel good in the moment, if it wasn't for the stress, I wouldn't have such amazing biceps.
Exactly.
Well, I put stress on.
Because you had to, yes.
I had to put stress on to get them there.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely. So as we bring it to a close, how can they find you on all social media platforms?
Yes.
And what's the closing message you have for the world?
So my closing message for the world is, remember who you are. You are an extraordinary being. You have to know that. Because your world is going to go according to how you see it and what you believe. So if you believe that you're amazing and extraordinary and you show up to life like that, that's what life is going to provide for you, an extraordinary life. So just understand that you have so much control, all right? And you can find me on everything is Jeal the Great. My Instagram is @JealTheGreat. My website is JamieTheMotivator.com. Everything is Jeal the Great. So just Google me. You can watch my films. I have shows out. I'm on season 2 of Terror Lake Drive. Watch that. I have a movie. I have so much. Y'all just Google Jeal the Great and watch my films. They're streaming on all the different networks. Yeah. And men, come to reclaiming your kingdom.
I'll be there. We're gonna,
yes,
team up with you.
For sure. That'd be fantastic.
And I feel like it's needed.
It's so needed, Jamie.
Yeah. This is a personal testimony for me. It has nothing to do with, just wanting to claim and say, hey, I can do this for men. But no, it's a personal thing for me.
Yeah.
That's ultimately how I've been able to maneuver through such with having the positive men there at the right time.
I love it.
So,
that's fantastic.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Jeal definitely brought the energy. Play this episode over and over while you're working out. Comment, share, and like it with somebody else. Continue to be great. Continue to live your best life. Continue to chase after things. Find joy. Find fulfillment. And as always, I meet you at the top because the bottom is too crowded.
I love it. Peace and grace.